What's up, everybody? It's Watson here for Watson's Funhouse, aka the Russell Spectives channel, which is a show that hasn't even started yet. I wasn't gonna do this, but I woke up this morning and I was looking at my wrestling reports, and some shit has happened regarding Rich Swann, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a video and we can go ahead and discuss this a little bit. You may hear a little bit of noise in the background. Try to ignore it. I know I'm a loud son of a bitch, so we're going to try to work through this. So allegedly, Rich Swann was, he had attended an independent show where his, I want to say his girlfriend, perhaps fiance, anyway, she's an independent wrestler under the name Sue Young. She had an independent show last night, and allegedly, as they were leaving the show, according to reports, anyways, Rich Swann and her got engaged in an altercation. She had attempted to leave the car, at which point it is said that Swann got out of said car and physically forced her back into the vehicle. Really not too sure. It's kind of a shock to see this happening. Obviously, it's a big hit to the already thinning cruiserweight division. I mean, clearly with Neville walking out and with Aries getting his release, and to a lesser extent with Lio Rush putting his foot in his mouth, because I think we were all expecting him to go to 205 Live at some point. It's really not good. He had a number one contender match coming up on Raw with Drew Gulak, rather. Sorry about that. And doesn't look like it's going to happen now, considering he has now been suspended for this alleged domestic abuse allegation. According to the Gainesville Police on Twitter, of all places to find this information, here's what their report says. It reads, and I quote, "On the above date and time, at the above location, the Vic," which would be Sue, "and defendant, Rich, were engaged in an argument. Both the Vic and the defendant are professional wrestlers, sorry about that, and the Vic had just put on a performance and he began getting angry with her. The Vic got scared that the argument would escalate and got out of the car in the area of the 2400 Southeast Hawthorne Road. The defendant stopped his vehicle in the middle of traffic and the Vic jumped out. The defendant gave chase and yelled for the Vic to get back in the car. The Vic told the defendant she did not want to get back in the car as she continued to walk away. The defendant then grabbed the Vic by..." Hold on, sorry about that. You have to click to the second image. I'm totally unprepared for this. This totally caught me off guard, so bear with me. He grabbed her around her arm and then around her neck with his arm. I'm picturing Marty Skrull crossface chicken wing. I shouldn't make light of this, but that's really legitimately what I'm picturing. Then he placed her in a headlock and dragged her back to the vehicle. Apparently that's when she screamed for help. Witness accounts observed this happening. Allegedly. I can't stress allegedly enough because you never know. You just don't know. And it goes on and it says more and gives more details. You can look that up under the Gainesville PD on Twitter. They have the pictures, the mugshot, the whole nine on there. Now, the interesting point that this gave me in my head was, thinking back to last year, I believe it was June of last year. Anyways, not important. WWE were looking to sign Moose from TNA, which they had to back off of because of the domestic violence charges that were brought up on him in 2009 that ultimately got him suspended from the NFL in the first place. Now, what is important to realize about this is, Swann has been arrested. He's apparently being held without bail. He's maintaining his innocence, according to reports, and he is stating that he did not get physical with her. He was trying to get her back into the car as she had the only phone that had GPS, according to Swann. Now, I don't know about you, but I keep my phone on me at all times, and everybody I know has a phone. I'll leave that at that. However, it's totally possible, his phone was dead and he couldn't use his. That's not even an important detail. That's just general observation. It's really tough to call, but it is, like I said, it's very interesting to see how they handle this, because as of right now, he is just suspended. He's indefinitely suspended. And if they keep him around, I'd say that makes a case for Moose to come in, but it really doesn't. I think what it really comes down to is if these charges stick, because for all we know, these charges could be dropped. But the witness reports, I'm not sure of the legality of everything, but it definitely puts an already thin 205 Live roster in even greater peril. But yeah, it's very unfortunate. Rich Swann was probably one of the most talented guys they had on the 205 Live roster. And it's going to be interesting to see what WWE's move is. What's your play? So go ahead and tell me your thoughts on the Rich Swann situation in the comments. Thank you for bearing with me for this video. This is the first actual report I've ever done. Actually, I'll be working on some reviews here soon, so stick around the channel if you're interested in that. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see how this turns out.